with GrimmGreen. GrimmGreen, what is your YouTube name? And when did you start vaping?
Well, I'm GrimmGreen on YouTube. I have been vaping for exactly 2 years. January 27th of this year was my 2-year vape-iversary, and so I'm really excited about that.
Have you ever been asked to stop vaping in a bar, restaurant, or other public place?
Yes, I have been asked to stop vaping in a bar or restaurant or other public place. I went and saw Motorhead at the Knitting Factory in Reno recently, and me and my buddy were kind of just vaping it up at the bar. It's a smoke-free establishment, so we were just kind of vaping it up, and one of the security guards kind of came over and got tough with us, and he's like, hey, you can't smoke in here. And then I showed it to him, and he knew what it was. He said, oh, is that an electronic cigarette? And I said, yeah. And he's like, oh, you're cool. So we just kept vaping, and he was somehow knew what electronic cigarettes were, wanted us to stop, found out they were an electronic cigarette, and said, keep going, vape away. So we just vaped the whole night. It's fantastic.
What is your device and ATI of choice?
Well, at home, I'm usually by my computer, so I have a VP pass-through that runs at 5 volts, and I have a 510 atomizer on here. I believe I'm vaping Mojito juice from Tasty Vapor right now. Super delicious. When I'm out, I like to take 2 mods with me usually. A high volt and a low volt, both with 510 cartomizers, either a low resistance 510 cartomizer or a regular 510 cartomizer. When I'm out and about, I usually vape really boring flavors. I always bring a tobacco and I always bring a menthol, just because that's what's familiar to me. I like the menthol every once in a while to kind of cleanse the palate and be refreshing, and I like the tobacco for the flavor, and I love the throat hits, and that's what I take with me out. Specifically, I've been taking the Big Kazoo from Kalamazoo Vapor Shop, little 5 volt box mod. It's wonderful. And I've been taking my Janty Ego actually with a low resistance cartomizer that I got from Electro Nick Sticks because they work wonderful. That, you know, in combination with the menthol, tobacco is at high volts, the menthol's at 3.7. It's just it's comfortable to me, and it's effortless, and I just like vaping it.
Before your vaping videos, were you on YouTube?
So before I started doing YouTube reviews or videos for vaping, I had a few very political and religious videos up. It's probably no secret that I'm an atheist. I'm also very tolerant of everybody's beliefs and religions, and so I had a lot of religious directed videos. I took them all down except for one, which is the Why I'm an Atheist video, and I kind of felt like that was important to the backstory of who I am and you know, who I am as a person. And so I've left that up, and people still commented on it from time to time, and I have a little annotation that says, you know, I don't do atheist videos anymore. That's not, you know, that's not my focus anymore. To each his own. Now I talk about vaping, so watch some of my vape videos.
Do you vape more than you smoked?
Absolutely, I vape more than I smoke. If I'm at home, I have one with me non-stop. I have a couple by my desk here. I have 3 downstairs on the coffee table, and I have 1 on my nightstand. I have 2 on my nightstand right by my bed, all of varying, you know, flavors, atomizers, voltages, and no matter where I am in my house, I will probably be vaping. In between meals, you know, sitting at the computer, in the car. I have a Janty Ego sitting in the car just ready to go for whenever I get in the car. I vape way more than I ever smoked, honestly, because it's way more fun and it tastes way better.
Would you ever stop vaping?
I'm not sure that I would ever stop vaping, but I could definitely see going down to 0 nic. I kind of go up and down on my nicotine strengths. I started off really high. I'm going to put this down. I started off really high, and then I kind of went down to about 11 milligrams, and I started missing the throat hit, so I kind of worked back up to 18, sometimes 24. But yeah, I could definitely see going down and down and down and then just enjoying the flavors. Some of the best juice I've ever had has been zero nicotine juice, and I could see having a couple PVs and just enjoying the flavor. You know, after dinner, just having like a Butterfinger or a coffee vape, it would be delicious. So absolutely, I could definitely see going to zero nicotine. Not that I want to, but I could definitely see it.
Advice for the newbie.
So if you're new to vaping and you want to have a decent vaping experience, you're going to have to get something that doesn't look like a cigarette. And I always tell this, anybody who PMs me on YouTube or on my website, if you want to have a good vaping experience, it can't look like a cigarette. The more that your PV looks like a cigarette, the less it's going to perform. I have this ridiculous thing. Pass through with a gooseneck, it performs really well, but it looks silly. You have to be okay with the idea that it's not going to look like a cigarette.
How did you start vaping?
I was a smoker, or I was an ex-smoker. I was not smoking at the time. I had been non-smoking for 3 years. And I was planning a trip to Las Vegas, and I know that when I go to Las Vegas, I have to have cigarettes. I just have to. I'm sitting at the tables, I'm at the slot machines, I have to smoke, and I didn't want to do it. So I literally Googled fake cigarette. A YouTube video from Leaford for a Smoke51 kit came up, and I was instantly fascinated. I bought one for way too much money. I used it a little bit, it didn't work for me. I ended up smoking. And then eventually I got a 901 kit and a 510 kit, and I always credit the 510 kit as the kit that stopped me from smoking because it was the first kit that I was truly satisfied by. And from there it just went on into mods and pass-throughs and high volt and low volt and everything else like that. But I literally Googled fake cigarette and stumbled upon vaping.
If you could watch a fight between two YouTube reviewers, who would it be?
I would like to see, I have no idea. Of course I want to say Andy. I want to see Andy Smoke2Vape fight, but I don't think he would fight anybody ever. I just don't think it would happen. I would probably like to see Movie Ghost fight somebody, because it seems like he would just be full of rage and he would just tackle you like the Hulk. In fact, I think it's a no contest. I think Movie Ghost versus anybody would win. And Movie Ghost versus anybody, he could just destroy him like the Hulk.
What animal would you be?
Dolphin. Who doesn't want to be a dolphin? They swim around in the water all day, in the ocean, and jump. Dolphin. Dolphin.
What would chairs look like if your knees bent the other way?
They would probably look like tables.
Have you enjoyed this?
Absolutely, I have. Absolutely, I have enjoyed this. I have no problems, no qualms, helping out my good buddy Andy Smoke2Vape. Very good reviewer. I love his videos. I love your videos, Andy, and I love the UK. Thanks so much, you guys. Really means a lot to me. Keep on vaping, guys.